Well, good morning there. Breakfast with the Broker every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Hope you guys had a great Labor Day weekend. We got a very, very special treat. This is one of those people that has changed the real estate industry. His company that he founded really, really has changed the company and the way we communicate. So without further ado, by way of Palmer Lake, Colorado, he is a history buff. He is president and co-founder of BombBomb.com. He's an online marketer, sales and operations guy. He's on the mission to rehumanize the planet. Don't say his company out in a crowded room. It's BombBomb. Darin Dawson.
That is a great intro, David. Thank you so much. That's fantastic.
You're very welcome. I'd like to even do a better intro because you've really, really changed the industry. And it's amazing when a company comes around and you look at it and you're like, you know what, I got to be there. I got to be in it. And your company really, really gravitated to a lot of us. So
I appreciate it. It's humbling for sure to hear you say that. So I really appreciate you saying that. It's been a fun ride for sure for all of us.
Well, I'll ask you the first question. How did BombBomb, start? When did it start? And how you got into it.
So I mean, we came up with this idea back in 2006, believe it or not. So it was a long time ago. We thought it would be really great. We were in sales and marketing. Connor's my co-founder and I. We were in sales and marketing. I was working at a TV station. He was working at a billboard company, and we thought it'd be really great to send videos to our customers. We realized that if we were face to face with them, we could get more deals done, but we had more customers than we had time, which was a problem that a lot of realtors have, right? You have more customers than you have time to be face to face. So we thought if we could send a video to all of them and present what we were talking about, it'd be a better way to do that. But there wasn't any kind of software that did it at the time. So we thought, well, maybe we should do this. And we were always kind of getting into different businesses and things, and we were buying URLs. We were buying the .com URLs back then. So that was a big thing to do back then. And we were doing that. And that's how we got the URL BombBomb.com too, is one of the things that we thought, well, this would be a really great business name. And so we said, well, we'll use the BombBomb one for this, the BombBomb.com URL for this, which proved to be very, very good. Either people, were like, what is this thing, or they were like, well, I can't believe you've named your company that, either there's disdain or they're like, oh, that's cool, so it worked out for us pretty well. But yeah, that was the idea. We thought it'd be better to be face to face more.
In that scale. The question that I always, get, is, especially now, obviously in 2006, you wouldn't get this question, but, why would you use BombBomb when you could just email or text a video of themselves, and just regular through your phone and not using the BombBomb interface?
Yeah, we get that all the time. Always have. Usually I'd say a ratio. For one, so one of our core competencies is speed to video. We want to make it super simple to send video, and not only from your phone, but from any place that you might want to. So it's really about video messaging now, and it's really sending video through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through email, through mobile, whatever that platform might be. We want to make it easy and fast for you to do so. And the other problem is these phones. I have one right here. They make huge videos. And even with our fast internet speeds, and it's getting better. You're kind of trying to shove an elephant through a mouse hole in the side of the wall, right? Like imagine one of those old cartoons where they're just trying to like push them through. That's what you're trying to do. So what BombBomb does is kind of takes that video and then encodes it in a way and then transforms it so that it can be accepted in any device that the recipient has. Whether that be on 3G still, believe it or not, depending on where you're sending it, could be hitting 3G or 5G or 4G or low internet connection or a high one. They want to be able to receive it. So it's not just about the sender. You're talking about there like the sender. We talk a lot about the sender experience, but we talk way, way more at BombBomb about the recipient experience. Because ultimately what you're doing when you're using BombBomb is you're letting us take care of your customer experience. You're letting us jump into that with you. And we know that you're depending on that to be a good thing. So when you send that video, more important than, yeah, I can do it from my phone like anything, the recipient can receive it and watch it, and you can be understood. That's the key, right? And so that's what we spend a lot of time on. So not just you, but them.
Yeah, and that's why the company is so successful and a lot of people gravitated. Is it only for real estate agents, or do you have other industries using BombBomb?
Is that Alicia, your staff with the BombBomb? Couldn't resist this. Sorry, I couldn't.
That's Glickman.
He's one of my favorite people on the planet. So. No, I mean, when we started the business, this is a great story. Our CMO, Steve Passanelli, at the time, was working for Realtor.com, and he had this blog called Tech Savvy Agent. It was very popular. And we were very much, this was maybe in 2011. I had quit my day job finally, and I had jumped on the BombBomb full time. There might have been 5 or 6 people in the entire company. And we were really trying to find our product market fit, which is what niche should we be getting into, and where would this really gravitate to right now? And Steve Passanelli had written a blog post about us, and I didn't know that. And our only salesperson at the time came to me and said, "We're getting a ton of these real estate leads," and I'm like, "Well, how'd that happen? And what's that all about?" And he's like, "They love it. They think it's great." And this guy named Steve Passanelli wrote this blog post, and all these leads keep coming in. So I call him up and I said, "Hey man, where do I send the check? Like, what's the deal?" I wanted to understand why he thought it was such a great product for realtors. And so he told me that they needed to stay face to face. They're dealing with online leads, they're dealing with meetings, and this would be a great way to personalize themselves and stand out. And this was in 2011. So we became great friends. Better friends now. He's been our CMO for, gosh, I don't know, 7 years, something like that. So it's one of my favorite stories too, because Steve really helped us get into real estate, and then he helped proliferate us into real estate because he was such a well-known person in the space.
And it shows how influencers, can really perpetuate a company.
Yeah, it was people like Tom Ferry, Brian Buffini, Jared James, those guys, they all really, really helped us get going in the real estate business. They latched on early. And a lot of influencers like yourselves, and a lot of people that have been using BombBomb for a long time, Michael Thorne, Jesse Peters, those guys up in Canada really helped us break up into there. But back to your first question, do we have other customers now? Yes. So now real estate's about 45% of our business, and the rest of it's made up. We classify real estate as folks like yourselves. And then we have mortgage outside of that, and title. And we have a lot of financial institutions using BombBomb. We also have a lot of big accounting firms and just lots of, shipping companies, a lot of automotive dealers, a lot of different types of businesses now. I think the real estate folks were the early adopters, frankly, and a lot of them still are. They're the very, very, very early adopters, because relationships are so key to your business. But that's what we found, regardless, that if relationships are very key, past customers are very key to your business, that's a really good customer for BombBomb.
Yeah, the first time I met you guys was at a RE/MAX convention.
Yeah.
And Michael Nathanson and Dan Nathanson, sold by the Bros, they introduced me, and a lot of the like trade shows or whatever and little products or whatever, they're like, come buy me, come buy me, come buy me. But what I noticed like immediately was he was giving a presentation and he was giving value. And it wasn't just about selling BombBomb. It was selling the face-to-face, whether it was knocking on doors and being face-to-face or, automating the, some of the video. It was just a lot of value. And, I think that also really, really kind of perpetuated. And for those that are listening out there, and maybe you thought about BombBomb or whatever, once you guys instituted the prompt, and get maybe even more, easily, easily to use,
yeah.
It just made it that much more valuable, because now I have automated drips that are going out that are great content, that I'm using it almost like my main CRM. So it's really good stuff.
That product was developed by a Remax broker owner in Denver, Colorado. He came to me and said, "You got to do this, Brad Whitehouse. This is a big problem for brokers and big problem for agents, and it's time. Time is a problem. It's not, I think a lot of people bag on agents and say that they're horrible at doing this. Well, no one's ever really walked in their shoes, though. When you think about it, you could have your day all planned and it gets blown up in the first 30 minutes of the day, and you can't get to the things that you need to do them. Now, some people might be maybe a little sluggish getting to those things, but a lot of folks are just too busy to get to it in their day. It's the interruptions that come into an agent's day on a regular basis. I think not many other professions can relate to it or can empathize with it. They've never been through it themselves. And so what we really try to do with Prompt is fix that, or help them through that, help relate to them and give them a product that could help them get things done when their day gets blown up on a consistent basis. And your day too, as a broker owner, I mean, your day gets blown up all the time. That phone starts ringing. It doesn't stop probably from the time you get in. So as we got to understand our customers, and we wanted to help solve those problems. But thank you for that. That was about 2 years of trying to figure that one out. And I think we did a good job there too, but I appreciate, it's always good to hear it.
Well, and really 2020, 2019, whatever, is talking about engaging, with your client base, or engaging with your customer, relationship manager, or whatever that may be, to, help the end user and their customer experience. And you guys were, kind of before the times when you were already trying to help people do that. I mean, I use BombBomb for almost everything. I mean, I try and do videos almost at every point, whether, every point of a transaction, inspections, appraisals, those kind of things.
You said that you just, from the broker owner convention, you won the Yeti cooler.
I did.
So that means you sent a lot of videos, because what we did at that convention is we had everybody, the brokers, tell us what your number is, right? So what was your number? I'm curious.
It was 1,106.
Wow. So you've personally sent 1,106 videos. Personally.
Correct.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Rebecca and I have together have really done 1,106.
Yeah.
It was for my benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. We've been doing that more and more. What we realized is, no one has sent more personal videos than the folks that work at BombBomb, which makes sense, right? At BombBomb, you don't get a choice whether or not to send videos. So my number, I think, is something like 6,200 or something like that. But it's been a long time. Frankly, I should be a lot higher. You think about since like 2011 when I quit my day job. But it wasn't always we couldn't always do it so easily as we can now. But we have some folks on our team. I have one of our sales reps. He's I think his number is north of 18,000 videos, one-to-one videos. Yeah. And we have some folks on the team. I think collectively we've sent over 680,000 videos as a team or something at this point, one-to-one. So instead of text emails, we send video emails. And yeah, it's really eye-opening. When it first became very easy to send personal one-to-one videos from BombBomb, like we created our Gmail extension and some of those things we're Gmail users. So I said, look, no more text emails. You got to send video emails. We got to live what we're teaching here. We got to really understand it more than anybody else. And that's really what's going to differentiate ourselves forever. Or it could be other companies that come in and say, now we're a video company too, but no one will ever be able to take this away from us. We'll always have more time in the seat. We'll always have more knowledge, always understand it better. And we'll always be able to help our customers more. And so it was like no email left behind. Like you had to send a video from the management team, leadership team, all the way down. And that really changed all of us to like, we're never going back, because unless it's like, okay, thanks in an email, I'll still do that with text or whatever. But there's nothing like, look, especially now I'm still in my basement. We're still working remote, because for a lot of reasons, it's hard to go back right now because of COVID. So these videos now have become our line of human connection. And I send them to new employees when they join the business. I would typically roll in, say, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you, but I can't do that. So I send them a personal video, try and get to know them, set up a Zoom call with them. I'm sending videos to the entire company every Friday to let them know what's going on from my position. But everyone's kind of communicating that way. And I think, now more than ever, this transparency, authenticity, we're desiring more connection because we're missing it. We can't do it. And so we're trying to find ways that we can in any way, shape, or form. And so video has become that thing that we need as humans when you can't have the face-to-face communication. It's really been interesting to see it.
It's funny because, there's all different types of communication and whatnot. And, video is at its forefront, but the reason why some of these companies do things really well is because they go wherever their consumers may be, even if it's not in line with their belief or whatever. Right. So we'll take, for instance, a book, Rehumanize.
Yeah.
So like a video email company writes a book so that they can, basically, obviously you're giving value, but ultimately it's going to bring more business to BombBomb. That might not have been the overall objective, but that certainly is a consequence of it. And you're basically putting something on paper to get people over to video.
Yeah. So in our marketing team, our mantra in marketing is be of value and abundance will follow. Right. I believe that people have long memories for acts of goodwill. And that's always, like you said, at the trade shows, we've always just tried to lead with let's help people, because it's not just about software when it comes down to sending video. There's a real heart or mind issue when you first start sending videos. You're nervous about it. It's like we've been watching the 10 o'clock news or 11 o'clock news in your part of the country forever. And so we think we have to be perfect. We think we have to have this lighting right. I got this, it's still early morning here, so I'm trying to light this as good as I can, but it's not great. But we got to have it perfect. And so it's really created this stigma. And we knew early on that the software could be awesome. It could be easy to use. People still wouldn't do it. And frankly, they still don't. There's still like this hump they got to get over. And after you do 1,100 or so videos, maybe you finally gotten there. But it's usually around 50 or so. And that's a big ask for some folks. And so if you're out there and you're like, yeah, I'm tuning this out because I've tried video before. I get it. I do. Because that's what I think we understand and why we wrote the book, because that mind problem is the problem to solve. That is not a software issue. Okay. We can build great software that delivers that video and recipient experience and all of that. But I got to get you to get out of your own head about creating videos because you don't like the way you look this early in the morning in Colorado without any coffee, right? Like, I get it. Please, look at me. I have a face for radio. I should be behind the mic, not in front of a camera. But all of us need to be seen, need to be heard, need to be understood. It's a better way to communicate. We're human beings. We have intrinsic value. The way we communicate with my hands, obviously, we come across in a different way, and it's clear, better communication. But we get that there's a problem with ourselves, like getting on camera. So we spend a lot of time educating. We want you to want to do it, and we want you to win. That's why we're doing it. So the book, the podcast, the webinars that we consistently do, we have an email called the Deep Dive. It goes out twice a month. It's on one topic. So at the beginning of the month, it's on a topic, and we dive deeper into it through the month with a webinar and another email. So either myself or Steve, our chief evangelist, Ethan, do that topic, because we want to help you understand the why and help you get over the hump that's inhibiting you from maybe being your best self with video.
Yeah, and you look at, like, kind of, even if we go back to where, where Tech Savvy blog with Steve Patriarelli, those are connections, right? So like connection to BombBomb, to start connecting with people and face to face, all of that kind of comes round and round. And we don't realize, I don't think people realize, and specifically real estate agents realize the value of video, because the value of video gives you so much more of a reach. But it also, like, we have a core belief that basically, states that, you might not always remember what I say, but you'll always remember how I made you feel.
Yep.
And
Angelo, very good.
And when you do that, like, listen, video does it. Like, you don't need to be, I don't need to be in, Colorado, face to face and shaking your hand, where actually, that was the premise of the show. This was Breakfast with a Broker to perpetuate professionalism, but we would only do, hands-on, one-on-one, face-to-face videos. Our
sitting around a table or something, right? Yeah.
And our stick, instead of the intro, was the handshake, like our secret handshake. So now handshakes are really kind of prohibited, but it's we'll get back there one day.
Absolutely. You're so right. I think that what agents, everyone in real estate needs to understand, I think more than ever now, is that the most valuable thing that they have is the people that they've already worked with. They're happy customers. And in our business, we call that the lifetime value of a customer. So you have a huge lifetime value because you've been a multi-year customer of BombBomb. But frankly, BombBomb doesn't cost that much, right? It's not that expensive. Now, when you think about someone who's transacting a home purchase with you, that's an expensive purchase. And that's usually a pretty good sizable check to an agent, right? But the lifetime value of that person who may do multiple deals with you or may refer you over time, just think about how valuable that person is. So using video to maintain that relationship increases the lifetime value of that person to you and your business that you're running. I just think that we don't really grasp that enough, that if you just had 30 or 40 past customers who loved you, and that without a doubt refer you, and I have that, my agent, she's getting the referral. If someone's buying a house, I'm stopping the conversation. I'm like, no, it's Renee. You got to call Renee, right? You guys have to think about it that way and use video to build these connections and just check in on them. How's it going? How's the family? How's it? Keep that relationship up. Remind me, and she did send a video out. It's snowing here, by the way, if you didn't catch that, folks, in Colorado. It's a little early for snow, but I got the email from Renee. Hey, remember to unhook the hose from the house. If you don't do that, it's going to freeze your pipes. That's how it works here. You guys don't have to deal with that in Florida, but it's a great connection. It's simple. And there's a video, and it was to all of our clients. Everybody loves Renee. Everybody's referring Renee. The lifetime value of referrals I give Renee, even if I'm not buying. But if I do buy, if I do sell, call Renee. Okay. So when you think about the lifetime value and how video can help build those connections and keep those referrals and repeat business coming, that's the best use for video. I think, and that's what you said, you're sending out these videos, maybe it's recruiting or keeping your agents up to speed with what's going on in the market. But a lot of folks think about lead acquisition with video. I think that's a great use case, but to me, it's not the best one. Because the most expensive, or the best asset you have is these past clients that create an ongoing business for you for a very long time. And most agents I see that don't become successful are the ones that do not have that and have to always rely on the new, always trying to acquire the new business versus cultivating and maturing relationships with the business that they've already had. And that's every business, frankly, right? You got to mature the business you've already had. It's a cheaper customer to keep than it is to acquire. And I think it's the same math that we use in our business that applies to the real estate business. So I always like to challenge people with that because I think we miss it. I think we forget. We're always on to the new customer that's going to buy the new house and the new person we haven't met versus keeping the relationship up after the transaction's already done.
Yeah, building relationships, I mean, is phenomenal and crucial. If you have even 5 or 10 referral sources that are going to refer you every year, that's a huge business. So, yeah, I mean, and plus, the real estate business is tough enough. To try and get new business.
To get one, I just hug them. I go to their house and hug them once a year at least. Like, hey, it's your time for your annual hug from me because you bought a house with me once or sold me once.
Like imagine like just constantly dating, going on first dates.
Right. Forever.
Like or even different, whatever it is. It's like first dates, whatever. Anyway, I veered off, but the so Darin, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I always ask the last two questions are because this is the society of streaming, right? This is the time of streaming. So I want to know what's your favorite streaming show, like a Netflix show or whatever, and what are you currently watching if you are watching anything?
So like this is, and maybe you should check this out because you told me you were going to head to Montana, but I just got watching this show called Yellowstone. It's on the Paramount Network, dude.
It's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's kind of like this cowboy soap opera. If I'm honest, I'm being very transparent here with y'all, but Kevin Costner's in it, and that guy just carries it. That he's like the ultimate Western type guy for me. If it's set in this beautiful ranch in Montana that butts up to the Yellowstone National Park. And between Kevin Costner's acting and the scenery of Montana, it pretty much, I don't care what the show's doing, but it's good. It's good enough. So I like that show. It's pretty gritty, I'll warn you, and for the kids for sure. But it's a good show.
Awesome.
I like it.
Darin, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, you guys have really changed the industry, and we certainly appreciate it. You've given us a lot of value in video and an easier way to use video with our customer base, and we certainly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's been awesome. Really great getting to know you.
You as well.
Can't wait to see you again at a conference or something.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully the live conferences come up pretty relatively soon, and we definitely will.
Awesome.
So every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., Breakfast with the Broker. Next week, guess what? We're on the road again. It's Foodie Review. We have a Foodie Review a conjunction with Michael Glickman, Sunrise of Mike. We're going to be doing Luna Rosa, supporting local restaurants, and we're going to have a big breakfast, give a little food review. You maybe even give it an 8, 9, or 10. Maybe it's a 10 this time. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much, Darin. I appreciate it.
Have a great morning. See you.